well.
Might as well. It is the semi-final match for the Burnaby City Championships. On my right is Mark, on the left is Ricky the Gao Gao, and with me for this commentary is Julia, the Jewel, the Midnight Jewel.
Yep.
And I think we already explained your nickname last time. If you guys don't remember that, just go check out our online Pokemon TCG online. Did I say online twice? Game.
Oh, yeah. Pokemon trading card game online.
Okay, so basically, this is a semifinal, so the winner here will move on to the finals, and I think both players are playing Blastoise Keldeo, which is my deck of choice. It runs with a Stage 2 Pokemon, so you have to evolve it from the basic form to the Stage 2 form, and the Blastoise has a Rain Dance ability, letting you attach as many water energies as you like on your turn, as opposed to just attaching one. Keldeo has a attack that does extra damage for every water attached to it, and also has a special ability that lets it step in, kind of like tag me in, bro. Attack, not attack, a special ability to step in.
The Russian.
Russian. I'm so good at explaining things. I just say the same word like 3 times, and eventually people will understand.
Yeah, and I think it's actually Deluge that the power is called.
Yeah, I like calling it Rain Dance.
Okay, yeah. I was gonna say, I was like, is it Deluge? I was like, I thought it was. Yeah.
I don't know why they call it Deluge. It is Rain Dance.
Pretty much Rain Dance, yes. But Deluge, I guess, makes sense too. Isn't that word? Oh, geez, I'm not a dictionary, but isn't that word like, I guess, mean?
I'm glad you're not a dictionary. I'm
Yeah.
glad you're a human person, Julia. Otherwise, we wouldn't be able to do this.
Exactly. Who knows? Computers have gotten pretty intelligent now. Siri talks to me and tells me definitions of things. So.
Yeah, deluge means downpour or torrential rain, probably, I'm guessing.
Yeah, something to do with that. Something water-related.
I don't think we're even starting the match yet. Looks like they're just waiting for time to start, and I think Mark's got the first play here. Let's try to skip ahead to when they're actually doing things.
Because usually when you flip or roll, I should say, whoever goes first, usually they put the dice on top of their cards.
Yeah. Alright, so he's gonna Juniper everything.
That's a catcher in there, too.
Catcher or 2, actually. But he just dropped the energy, and this is a mirror match between 2 Blastoise Keldeo. And I think there wasn't too many Blastoise Keldeo in the tournament. I know these 2. I know myself was playing it. I don't know how anybody else was playing. Did you see any other ones?
Oh yeah, I saw quite a few. I actually played a couple. There was someone named Derek that was playing one that I played on the second table in the 4th round or something like that, I think. Yeah, I almost won with that end to 1, but he topped the Juniper. But
So sad.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, it's pretty much, there were a few, but definitely a lot of them were actually fairly close to the top 8, as far as I know. But these are the only 2 that made it to the top 8.
Okay, so Ricky drops the Tropical Beach, and that's the card that lets you skip your turn but draw up to 7 in your hand, or at least end your turn without attacking and draw up to 7. In Pokemon, unlike Magic, after you do your attack, your turn automatically ends, so you don't get a second phase to do stuff, which is kind of sad. I wouldn't mind a second phase.
Yeah, I'm going to attack you, and then I'm going to play down some extra Pokemon and things.
Surprise.
Yeah.
That's mainly because Pokemon doesn't have a reaction ability. When it's not your turn, it literally is not your turn. You can't do anything. And that's mainly for kids, so that kids don't have to think too hard, I think. It is a children's card game.
You had the cards down. It was like you put a Pokemon face down and be like, I activate my trap card.
You fell for my trap card, Yugi. So it's getting some mileage out of that Tropical Beach. He's going to pass his turn, draw 4 cards. Very good. +4.
And he's already... that's Ricky on the left, right? Yeah, he's already got 2 Squirtles, 2 Keldeos up. He's starting to manually attach.
So that's what he's playing.
Yeah. Oh, jeez. I was thinking it was a Mewtwo variant. All right. Eel.
N goes down, and they both shuffle. So Ricky's -1 off that Tropical Beach. And he, though, had a much better first turn than Mark. Mark is looking for anything at this point. He hit nothing, pretty much, off that Juniper. Oh, I guess Ricky ended him out of that Juniper, too.
Yep.
Oh, I remember because I was judging this at this point, and Ricky was saying, "Well, the only reason you'll pass is if you had a good hand or a bad hand. So I'm gonna hope that he had a good hand and ends him out of it."
Yeah.
So Mark is gonna bench a whole bunch of stuff, puts Squirtle down. He's gonna rush in, puts the Keldeo in the active spot where it will be the only thing being hit. And the Squirtle, of course, has that nice ability when it is on the bench, it doesn't take any snipe damage if a Pokemon's attack has snipe damage.
And then he's going to Tropical Beach for, I believe, 4 cards to bring him up to 7, and his turn will end.
Yeah, everybody's resting on that beach. So there goes Ultra Ball, discarding Catcher and a Squirtle, and he's going to get the Blastoise. I guess he has a rare candy to skip evolutions because drugs are good. No, kids, no.
Did he Ultra Ball for that?
Yeah, he Ultra Ball for the Blastoise, and I'm guessing he has a rare candy in hand.
Yeah, he could have a Skyla as well, though, to get that. But then again, he probably wouldn't have shuffled.
Oh, no, actually, no, there it is, Skyla.
Yeah, yeah. Sometimes I forget that, too. I'll do something and then be like, oh, wait, I have to go back into my deck. Oops. I always apologize to my opponent, too. I'm like, sorry I made you cut my deck.
You know what? I always shuffle every single time. If I'm going back in, I won't shuffle as hard. That'll be the only thing. But I always do it just in case, you know? It's good to... it's a better habit in my mind.
Mm-hmm.
So Skyla lets you look for any trainer, including supporters and stadiums. So he's going to get the rare candy, skips the evolution. I don't think anybody runs War Turtle in Blastoise decks these days. I don't, for sure.
But I don't see it anymore, yeah. So I do agree, yeah. They used to run like at least one. I think it was like 3-1, like 4-1-3 or something like that. But now, yeah, people don't. I think that's better because there is Skyla in the format. You can actually speed up your deck a lot more by not worrying about the War Turtle.
Mm-hmm. And also, like...
It's better anyways.
Yeah, and also Squirtle has the ability to not be sniped, but War Turtle doesn't have that ability. So if you evolve it, you might get sniped.
Exactly, right? And as I said, yeah, like evolving it's actually more dangerous than just leaving it as a basic, because either way you're probably going to get one-shotted if they capture it up to the front anyways. You might use that one card for something else. Alright,
so Ricky had put 110 damage on Keldeo, who has 170 HP. Mark doesn't look very happy.
No. He would need to get a Blastoise out and attach in order to do anything, because he can only otherwise attach one, and he can't retreat like that. So, or another Keldeo to rush in to buy some time, I suppose. But at this point, yeah, it's not looking great for Mark at this point.
Yeah. All right, he's gonna Skyla for stuff.
For a rare candy or a Juniper or something. It's hard to say exactly what because I don't know what's in his hand. So.
Yeah. And the video for this game is going to be a little bit weird because I was using a different camera, and the quality is better, but there's that. But the camera itself can only record 10 minutes at a time, so I had to keep restarting it. And I think I actually missed about 3 minutes somewhere during the match, so we might have some weird skipping going on. I hope those of you guys at home don't mind. This is the first time I've started recording matches. Before I've been boring from other people. So Mark takes a page out of Ricky's book, Skyla's for a rare candy, but uses the computer search, which let him look for anything in his deck, and the cost of discarding 2 cards. He's gonna grab the Blastoise.
Yeah, there it is.
But his hand is dangerously thin at this point here now. He might just end up tropical beaching, I think.
Yeah, I think that's the only thing he really can do. If he can switch into the Blastoise, I mean...
Oh, hello.
Alright.
Double colorless energy. So he reveals something different that he, from other decks, is that double colorless energy is good for the Mewtwo. And puts 70 on the Keldeo, which actually is not that bad, because that puts Keldeo from another shot away from getting killed. So Ricky's going to bench a Mewtwo here. And I talked to Mark a little bit before the game because he had a little bit of time. He finished his quarterfinal match a little bit earlier. And Mark is a little bit apprehensive about engaging a Mewtwo war. And I talked to him at length about it because I really believe that almost all matches, especially this kind of one where both decks are running Mewtwo, it's going to eventually become a Mewtwo war. So you want to get into it on your own terms. You want to either get into it before the other guy's ready, or get into it when you have a lot of resources ready, kind of thing. You want to get into it in your own terms, and because otherwise you will be forced to fight in the Mewtwo War and trade Mewtwo's with less resources or less things prepared. And it looks like Ricky is subscribed to my theory there, or my playstyle.
It definitely looks like he's saying to Mark, hey, okay, you might have one Mewtwo, but I have two, so even if this does get to a war, which obviously will have to because he's taking those Keldeo, if it does get down to a war, I have a backup. If you kill one of my Mewtwo's, I can come back and kill one of yours too.
Mm-hmm.
So he's pretty much saying, hey, I only have, what does he only have, like 3 prizes left to?
No, he has 4 prizes left.
4, yeah, okay. So pretty much, yeah, he's saying like, hey, I can make this prize trade happen. So definitely 2 Mewtwo's is usually what you see when people are prepping for Mewtwo Wars, simply because you like to have that backup right away, because he doesn't run DCE either, right? So he wants to have that ability to attach right away to it.
Mm-hmm. But one thing for Mark, he does agree that Mewtwo is probably the best card in format, just because it can attack with any energy, and it also is weak to itself, so even if you don't like Mewtwo as a card, you sometimes just gotta run Mewtwo, because Mewtwo's weak to itself.
Mewtwo's just to counter Mewtwo's. It's kind of like that vicious cycle, right? If no one ran Mewtwo's, no one would run Mewtwo's. But because people run Mewtwo's, people run Mewtwo's.
Exactly. And so Ricky takes first blood here, and that puts him actually above. If he can continue the train, he would be able to essentially come out ahead just by taking prizes off the EXs. 2 prizes at a time, 3 KOs for the win. So Mark gets the KO, Ricky just needs energy. He has been N down to 4, so he might not be as prepared as he would like.
Is that DCE that's on the Mewtwo as well?
No, it's just the water. The DCE left with the Keldeo.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So Ricky energy retrievals 2 energies back and had 1 in hand, so that was enough to kill the Mewtwo. You need 5 energies between 2 Mewtwo's in order to do the KO.
Yep.
For those of you guys counting at home.
Or 2 and a plus power, as long as it's not evaluated.
Yes. So Mark's in a rough spot. He's down to 2 Pokemons. Neither of them are attackers. And I don't think he has a good hand here, unfortunately. So Ricky pretty much got set up, engaged the Mewtwo War before Mark was ready for it. And I think Mark might just have to scoop here and just move on to the next game. He's gonna Ultra Ball. Go for the Keldeo, which cannot be one-shotted by Mewtwo easily.
Mark has an N.
He has an N. Okay, so he got 2 cards, and he's playing Juniper. No, he had a Bianca in his hand.
I hoped he has an N.
Oh, you hoped he has an N.
That would have been a good way to go. Because especially if you could have Ultra Balled for the Mewtwo. If he had an N, I think that's probably what he would have done. Ultra Balled for the Mewtwo, attached to, gone for the KO and tried to end him down to 2. That, I think, would have been nice, but obviously he did not have that. So.
Right. And with N, both players shuffle their hands in and have to draw cards equal to the number of prizes they have left, so Ricky would only take 2 cards. And his deck is pretty thick still right now, so it's a very low chance of Ricky getting what he needed to continue that Mewtwo War.
So I definitely think that Mark was hoping he would have seen an end there, but no.
Well, the other problem is that he would need 3 energies, because he needs to retreat his Squirtle as well.
Yes, yeah.
You need energies to retreat. You need energies to attack. The camera is moving. Catchers. The Blastoise, okay. And that basically forces Ricky to need 2 energies to retreat the Keldeo, because then the Keldeo can rush in. I see a catcher in Ricky's hand, I think. So he might be able to finish off that last Keldeo on the bench. So if he can pull it up and get out of the active spot. Taking their time. Another Ultra Ball. Gets another Keldeo.
Yep. Like I guess he told you to, right? He's a little hesitant to get into Mewtwo Wars. I think what he's trying to do here is play a little safer, right?
Mm-hmm.
That if he can knock out that Mewtwo, can't necessarily prize trade with him, but he is looking to 2-shot, right? I mean, he can't really one-shot easily, but because if he does, I mean, he's just going to get KO'd by Mewtwo, simple as that.
Well, he really can't bench Mewtwo safely because Ricky hasn't played that many catchers at all, and his bench Mewtwo only needs 2 more energies to one-shot a Mewtwo at this point. At this point, like, Mark is so far behind in Mewtwo Wars, he really just cannot do it at all, and he has to use the Keldeos and two-shot things very slowly, which is not what his deck wants to do. His deck wants to set up and do one-shots.
Yeah, and that's the thing too, is that that's why Mewtwo, laying down a Mewtwo and DCE or even 2 energies, and then ending your opponent down to only a couple cards. That's why that's just so powerful, right? Because if they don't get what they need, you're pretty much just going to start running through with your Mewtwo's. All
right, so Ricky, energy retrievals for only 1 energy, because that's all he had in discard, and he's going to play the end himself, puts himself down to 2 cards. It's a risky play.
But if that's his only supporter, I mean, what can you do, right?
I suppose.
Because he doesn't want really a Juniper when he's got a hand of, like, 7, right? He'd probably rather end himself. Because I think also, too, I didn't see how many cards Mark has, but Mark could have had a few cards in his hand, too, right?
Cracking up a little bit there.
Oh, sorry. It could be my jaw. I do crack it sometimes.
No, it's like the mic itself is, like, a little crackly.
It's not very good mic. So. My good one is broken. But I guess that doesn't make it good, doesn't it?
Try checking the plug, maybe.
Yeah. Is that a little better?
No. It's okay. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
I think Ricky just got... well, I can't even see how many cards he had. Oh, I think he just ended and then Tropical Beach. So he used the Tropical Beach to get himself out of that bad end situation with a turn bot. He's leaving the Blastoise up there because he doesn't really care at this point if Mark takes the kill, because he has a lot of energies down. And that's one of the strengths of Blastoise Keldeo, is simply because you don't need your Blastoise, you don't need your support Pokemon every single turn. You only need it for maybe 2 good turns of energy attachment.
Yeah, you're starting to get up to the screen starting to...
Okay.
That's, screen pause now. I think that's what it was. It is, like I said, not a good mic. So.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to buy a new one.
Yeah, get a new mic. Unplugged it, replugged it, it works, we're back.
Yeah.
And, okay, so, Ricky left the Blastoise there, says, that's fine, come at me, bro. And Mark is going, oh gosh, I don't really want to come at him. Yeah, Mark is in a rough spot, but it is still pretty early. I think they still have plenty of time. How much time is this game? It's been 20 minutes so far. Yeah, so you roughly want to spend about 20 minutes per game in a best of 3, because you have an hour to play it. He's gonna Juniper. Oh, and there's one of the camera skips. So I think Mark
he
also
rushed in.
Yeah, he rushed in, and he also used the Tropical Beach as well. So they're both in bad hands now, I think, after Ricky's end. And Ricky's gonna rush in, retreat his Keldeo, and does he have a catcher in his hand? Yep, there it is. Attach bunch of energy, energy retrieval, more energy. Catchers the Keldeo, and that's pretty much it. There you go.
He just like throws energy at his Mewtwo pretty much.
So that was game 1. Ricky takes it there, and mirror matches are interesting, aren't they? I think for you're a Ray Eels player, you're an Eels player in general, and Eels was so popular before, so you must have seen a lot of mirror matches. What are the thing like about mirror matches? Because you pretty much have to accept the fact that you're going to do mirror matches.
Well, one thing is once stadiums came out, one of the big things between mirrors is get your stadium out first, because usually they only ran the same stadium and you can't replace that, so you actually create dead cards in their deck. So that's usually one thing that you like to do if they only, like, say for Eels, everyone just runs Sky Arrow, right? So play your Sky Arrow as fast as you can so that your opponent, it'll help both of you, but your opponent's going to either play it anyways, and then you're left with dead cards, because that's back when you pretty much ran like 1 or 2, right? Usually 2, and before Skyla. Now with Skyla, people run 1, it's not as big of an issue. I think with mirrors, it's much tougher because it's usually your decks are very, very so similar that you're pretty much doing the exact same thing at the exact same time, and all you can really do is hope to get there first.
So basically just get there first.
Exactly.